Good evening. It's apparent that our representative government is moving more towards the interest of corporations in this town, particularly Renaissance downtowns. That's my interest. There's been some statements from some councilors regarding what they're elected to do. Let me refer you to the State of Connecticut Constitution, Section 1. It says, all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in rights, and no man or set of men are entitled to exclusive public emoluments or privileges within the community. Section 2, all political power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their benefit, and they have at all times an undeniable and indefeasible right to alter their form of government in any manner they seem expedient. I don't know if you noticed the Democrat Party turnout in the polls, but it was around 10%, which is not pretty good. I would say that would be an indicator that the people don't feel confident that they're being represented in this town. We have a couple different ways that power is coming away from the people. One of those two ways is the Plan of Conservation and Development. I've discussed this with you all previously. There's some changes in the laws that are happening. October 1st, there's some changes in the laws regarding priority funding. I'm sure you're all well aware of what that's all about. That's all about the growth principles of smart growth, which will allow people to get more money in their downtown. Priority funding is scheduled to take effect upon the adoption of the State Conservation and Development Plan. And basically, the examples of performance indicators for measuring progress for priority funding is the number of new affordable housing units created, the number of towns with 10% of their housing stock designated affordable. I'm sure we more than exceed that, but that's not going to stop us from moving in that direction. Percentage of population in the high density areas, 1,000 per square mile. We hear a lot of talk about density and moving in that direction. Along with that, I want to mention growth principle number 3, which says concentrate development around transportation nodes and along major transportation corridors to support the viability of transportation options is also included in that. All right. The other way that power is moving away from the people is we're going to have a brand manager that's going to be from the Chamber of Commerce. That's going to be employee. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the City of Bristol is paying for it, but the Chamber of Commerce is putting in the labor. Where's the decision-making about the development from the people if we don't have a referendum? Because not everybody in Bristol realizes that you have to go to the Plan of Conservation and Development if you want to talk about what we're going to build over here in the downtown. When did we have a vote where we're going to urbanize Bristol? Because that's the direction that we're moving in. Do you think the people in Bristol want to have an expansion of affordable housing near the transit over here? Depot Square? Because that's what it's for. I know that's what it's for. I've already read all the documents, and I have it laid out on my blog, and nobody can seem to prove me wrong, but they can sure get on the blog and anonymously slander me or make vague references to conspiracy theories, which is fine and dandy, but if anybody has the guts to confront me and tell me I'm wrong, please do so. All right? Our legislature, the way that our Constitution was drafted, there was a big debate on the cod fishery bill. All right, Hugh Williamson said, he said, in regards to awarding bounties for particular businesses, I would rather begin with a bounty of $1 million per annum than 1,000. I wish that all my constituents may know whether they are to put confidence in that piece of paper called the Constitution. All right. He also said, establish the doctrine of bounties. Set aside that part of the Constitution that requires equal taxes and demands similar distributions. Destroy this barrier, and not a few fishermen will enter, claiming $10,000 or $12,000, but all manner of persons of every trade and occupation may enter at every breach until they've eaten up the bread of our children. We're going to impoverish our children to build something that nobody in this town wants. We're not talking about shopping. We're talking about mixed use. We're expanding our affordable housing in this town. Tell me I'm wrong.